Hello, welcome here again. It's Dr. Big Brain. Yes, I'm ready and I'm here for a fun time with you. And I need to tell you right now, here's what I need you to do. I need you to go and find three things: a pen and a piece of paper, or a pencil and a piece of paper. And you have to bring one parent with you, okay? So a pen, piece of paper, and a parent. Go get it. I'll just wait for you. Or you could just pause it. Okay, so I've got a fruit test for you. It's really easy. It's only 5 questions. Now, there is an opportunity for you to get a prize on this test, okay? And your parent is there. Hi, parent. You're there just to make sure that your student doesn't cheat or anything like that. So afterwards, when you get all the answers, which I'll give you later on, you just need to sign it to make sure that they didn't cheat, okay? All right, here we go. True or false? The first question: tomatoes are a fruit. True or false? What do you think? Write it down. I'm going to go pretty quick through these, so give that first gut instinct. Question number 2: strawberries are actually a type of pea. True or false? Question number 3: 95% of all the bananas in the world are clones of one banana. True or false? Question number 4: the kiwi fruit used to be called a melongolan. A melongolan. True or false? And the 5th question, and the final question in our small test today: one small head of cauliflower has more vitamin C than an orange. True or false? So parents, make sure that your students have written down the answers from their own big brains and not looked on Google or anything else. And then sign the paper, and I'll tell you later on how you might be able to win the prize. All right? Well, now, let's go to the 10 Talk. You already know this, but I am a huge football fan, and I love college football. And my team, Notre Dame, go Fighting Irish. Yeah, I can't wait till the season kicks up again. But a few years ago, I had the chance to go to Atlanta for a conference. And I was there, and of course we did the conference, we worked, but our hotel was right downtown, right beside the College Football Hall of Fame, if you could believe it. So I made sure that when I had some free time, man, I went in there and I loved it. I spent a couple hours going through it, just looking at all the displays and all the history and the facts. And I seriously, it was in my element and I loved it. And at the end, I really loved this. At the end of the whole tour, they had in the basement a half field, like with artificial turf and uprights and everything. And they had different stuff on there you could try. Now, it's been a lot of years since I hit a sled or since I tried passing and doing some different things. It was amazing. And one of the things you were able to do was kick a field goal. Now, I was no kicker, let's be honest. Somebody with my athletic, expertise in this kind of body, they don't usually put as kickers, but I wanted to kick a field goal. So I set up the ball and I'm thinking, man, I got to do this. I got to kick this thing. And you know what? There were some kids right beside me. They're probably your age, probably junior high kids, and they were kicking field goals like nobody's business, like it was easy for them. Well, I'm a bit older, and I was like, man, I got to do that. I don't want to look like a fool in front of it. So I sat there and I set it all up. I got it on the tee and ready to go. And I thought to myself, you can do it. You can do it. Almost like the little train, I think I can, but I was like, you can do it. And you know what? I said, I have faith in you, Mark, that you can do this. And then I lined up, I took some big steps, and I kicked it as hard as I could. And the ball went end over end, beautiful. It went, and you know what? It just cleared the upright, and I made the field goal. Wasn't that awesome? Oh, I tell you, it's a great story, and I love the fact that I made the field goal. That's going to tie in a little bit later. This week we'll be talking about the 8th fruit of the Spirit. By the way, I know that we already did gentleness, but just deal with it. I know we're doing it out of order. Just take a hit. It's okay. Well, our 8th fruit of the Spirit that God is trying to produce in us is faithfulness? What is faithfulness? Well, it actually defines itself in a sense. Faithfulness is full of faith. Okay, so to be faithful means you're full of faith. Well, what is faith? Is faith just doing what you say you will do and always following through? Is that what faith is? When it comes to faithfulness, anything that we try to do on our own effort, on our own power, will always fall flat. You see, I can be full of faith in myself that I will complete every field goal, like the story that I told, every field goal that I ever attempt, but the reality is I won't, because I'm not perfect. Even the pros miss field goals. In the end, we can try to be faithful in our own effort, but anything we do, it's always going to fall flat. I like to think that, I'm a man of my word. I like to think that I will always do what I say that I'm going to do. But the reality is that in my life, there have been times, more than once, many times probably, where I haven't kept my word, even though I've tried. Or where I didn't do exactly what I said I was going to do. Our faith in any human, even ourselves, is totally misplaced unless we put our faith in the all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-present God of the Bible, because He will not fail. To find the meaning of faithfulness, we have to look at Hebrews chapter 11. It's a great chapter, and the first verse gives us a great definition. Now, this chapter, it's like the Hall of Fame of faith. And it starts with this verse, and here, I want to read it for you right now. It says this: "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." Our faith in God is not based on imagery. It's not based on wishful thinking. Instead, it's a confidence or assurance that God will do what He said He would do. Our faithfulness comes not only from knowing this in our head, but by actively living it out in our lives. You see, faith and faithfulness are active. In the letter of James in the New Testament, it tells us that faith without works, faith without activity is dead. That means faith without action isn't true faith. So here's my definition of faithfulness. It's actively living the full belief that God is who He is and He will do what He says. That's my definition. And you can tell when someone has a full belief in something or not. You see, my kids, when they were young, I would go and kiss them goodnight and read a story to them, and they had these kids' beds that we had. Whenever I sat on them, I always was cautious because they're not built to the best material. They're built for kids, not big adults like me. And they're made of press board and things. And I'll actually be honest, I think both of my kids' beds at some time I sat on them and they broke at some point. Well, a couple years ago, I got a brand new bed myself. It has a platform bed. It's super solid and nice. Well, see, that bed, I have full assurance is going to hold me. So I have run and jumped into that bed, and I have full assurance it's going to hold me. I had total belief, and I didn't just believe it, but I acted on it. I would never have done that on my kids' beds. So having faith is having total belief, an active belief. Jesus demonstrated His faithfulness to His Father all through His life. Even in the Garden of Gethsemane, when He was praying before He was arrested, knowing that the cross was coming, He knelt and He prayed. He even asked God if there was any other way. But in the end, He fully believed that God would do what He said He would do, and He submitted to the will of God and to the cross. Hebrews 11 is the Faith Hall of Fame, like I said before, and it lists like 15 different people who actively demonstrated their faith. Faithfulness is more than just obedience. Faithfulness is holding fast to the commands of God, especially in the face of adversity, like Daniel, who was exiled in Babylon. Faithfulness is following what God tells us to do. like Noah, who built an ark when he was far away from any ocean. Faithfulness is leading people to freedom, like Moses, who led the Israelites out of Egypt. Faithfulness is going where God wants you to go, like Abraham, who was called to leave everything behind and go to a distant land. Faithfulness is loving who God tells us to love, like Naomi, who stayed with her mother-in-law. Faithfulness can be lived out in many different ways, but at the core, the definition of faith is actively living the full belief that God is who He is, and He will do what He says. Where is God calling you to be more faithful? Is it with your friends? Are you experiencing a really hard situation? Are you waiting for God to work, but it seems like it's taking a while? Is there a person who God is asking you to stand with and show grace and love to? Maybe there's a relationship that needs mending. In all these cases, you can show your faithfulness by actively living the full belief that God is who He says He is, and He will do what He says He will do in every situation. That is the faithfulness that Paul talks about in the fruit of the Spirit, and that God wants to produce in your life. So, God bless, and now we'll just check out the answers to our fruit quiz. All right, well, here are the much anticipated answers to our 5-question fruit quiz from the beginning. Here we go. Question number 1, are tomatoes a fruit or not? The answer is, it's true. They are actually considered a fruit. All right. Question number 2, strawberries are actually a type of pea. That is totally false. It's not. The answer number 2 is false. Question 3, 95% of all the bananas in the world are clones of one banana. Is that true or false? And that is actually true. When you eat bananas, you're eating a clone. Crazy. Question number 4, kiwi fruits used to be called melangolans. True or false? Oh, that's totally false. They were called kiwis. All right. Number 5, and 1 small head of cauliflower has more vitamin C than an orange. True or false? The answer to that is true. So when you catch a cold, maybe you should start eating a lot of cauliflower. Anyway, mark down your questions or your answers. Parents, sign off that they didn't cheat. And the first one to email a picture of their test into me at my email, you will win a prize. We're going to send you something, okay? Great. Have a good one, and we'll see you later.